Hey everybody, welcome to Enliven Wellness. My name is Tessa Gurley and I'm really happy to be here as always. And I've got some really beautiful flowers here in the background. My best friend in the world just sent those to me. Anyway, and I just love being here with you all, and thank you to my subscribers. Subscribe to my channel because you're going to get notified whenever I make a video and whenever I go live, which I'm going to start using a lot more. I'm going to do YouTube lives a lot more to make announcements and to do some more like teaching and coaching for you guys. So make sure you join us every Tuesday I start my YouTube live. It's called Ask Me Anything Tuesdays. And I start that we start around 6:15 to 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I'm in an ice bath and I will take your questions. And we usually get into really cool discussions. So join that every Tuesday. I also make a video once a week. And yeah, so make sure you tune in and subscribe. Thank you to all my one-on-ones. I love you all so much. Okay, so what am I talking about today? And it's this realization that I kind of had when I was practicing yoga today. Now, I'll say that I'm going to do more research around this, but of course, like, I'm pulling upon my educational background as well as personal experience and intuition and my own personal research, along with formal research from school. But okay, why are you sick from mold and other people aren't? Let me adjust this camera just a little bit. I'm going to raise it up just a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Why are you sick and other people aren't? Now, they say that there's a genetic component, okay, and I know that. But here's the deal, guys. Like, your genes do not determine your reality, okay? It's other factors. It's called epigenetics that actually determine if a gene is turned on or off. Now, I was sitting back and I've been talking to multiple clients, and they're like, it can't just be the mold. Like, the mold can't be the only thing. Like, it can't just be the mold that's the problem. And I'm like, preach. Because the reality, you guys, is that we've been living around mold forever. Okay? And we're not, and I doubt that people were having these same crazy problems that they had now. So I'm sitting there in my yoga practice and I was like, all right. It's definitely a dysregulation of your immune system. Because all of the stress that we're under, all of this Franken-food that is like all over the world and on the market, and like Monsanto stuff and whatever, and I mean, the list goes on. You've got Monsanto like taking out nutrients out of our food. We've got a really big missing component out of our soil supply, which I'll be talking about in further videos. Thankfully, it's something that you can actually take and it's natural. But there's a reason why, we are stressed physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Like, people are having massive amounts of trauma, and we're not taught how to really deal with these traumas and these things that happen to us. And this might sound like hippie shit to some people, but like, guys, the traumas that you suffer that are psychological, emotional, spiritual, they then affect your entire physicality first. Look back on your own story. Chances are you probably had some kind of trauma, even if you're like, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. You had something happen to you before the mold affected you. There was something else that happened. Every person who comes to me, that's the case. And it might not be this huge, massive, trauma, but it was your trauma. It was your trauma. And then this sets off like a whole cascade of events in your whole body, causing more stress. All right? And then when you're under tons of stress, your immune system goes, what? Okay, it becomes dysregulated because you go into fight or flight. Now, the next piece of this is most of your immune system is in your gut. So if you have poor digestion, poor eating practices. You know, you're not you're not eating, like, I guess you're eating Frankenfood, really. And there's a ton, like, I could get into such a big talk about nutrition, but in general, if you're eating a poor diet and your digestion, sorry, there is an ant like crawling up my leg, and you have poor digestion and there's stuff going on with your gut, then your immune system is also dysregulated. Now, a lot of you might have heard of the gut-brain connection. Emotions affect our gut affects our emotions, and then everything affects the immune system, and the immune system affects all of those things. Gut, immune, brain. There is a trash truck driving by. 1 second. Cool. So, sorry about that, but it's all connected, y'all. It's all connected. And this is why then the mold came in my opinion, and what I'm going to start formulating. This is why when you got to the mold, it was like, and so then you go, well, then how do I like deal with that? Well, again, this is something I'm formulating, so I will admit that I'm not an expert on this yet, okay? But I wanted to share with you guys this realization that I had in hopes that it might like spark something within your own mind. So please bear with me. I'm not an expert. This is not like, you know, I'm not saying that this is like completely pieced together. This is just my initial thoughts. But start to really focus on your digestion, on meditation, on dealing with these deep traumas that you might have, or just some traumas that you have in your life. Deal with your, like, you know, go to the emotional and psychological and spiritual space and look at some of these beliefs and things that have happened to you, thought patterns. You know, really start to examine and heal your wounds. That's going to affect your gut, you know, and then at the same time, you know, nurture your belly, you know, like, and I personally follow a lot of like Ayurveda, which is an ancient Indian science, you know, and so just you know, get on a good healing, you know, regimen in terms of diet, moderation, like no Frankenfood. Come off the Frankenfood. Standard American diet, sad. Like, there's a reason it's a sad diet. Okay, so like really start to key into your digestion. And then there are certain like immune modulator herbs and natural components that you can ingest. I don't like synthetic supplements anymore. And there are herbs that do plenty of immune modulation, as well as specific foods. I mean, use food as medicine and herbs. It's there for you. And then there's another component that's a missing link that I'll talk about in further videos in great depth, because it's an area that I'm like wanting to become an expert in, because it's amazing. I will talk about that soon. I'm not just trying to keep it a mystery. I just want to make sure that I've got the best information for you guys. And I know I'm speeding up because I want to keep this video under 10 minutes, because that's kind of what you guys have requested, is shorter videos. So anyway, just some thoughts that it's not about the mold, y'all. Like, I'm not saying that mold isn't a problem, but there's definitely, like, if you can switch your focus to healing your digestion, your emotions, your beliefs, and then incorporating specific key practices to re-regulate and heal your immune system. Meditation being one of the most powerful regulators of the immune system. It increases T cells. Yep. Look at my videos on meditation. I go into studies there. That's where you're actually going to heal. So, thank you so much for being here. If you want to learn how to start to re-regulate your immune system and really heal the root cause of why mold affected you, message me down below. I have an email down there, tgirly7@gmail.com. Put in the subject line, I'm ready, or I'm ready to feel vital, because that signals to me that you're actually ready to undergo this journey. and I will be right there by your side to coach you through and support you through every step. And I'm your teacher. I'm not your healer. You heal you. I'm here to teach you what I know has worked for me and what helps me. And this is my passion, is helping you all out there. I love you. Join us for YouTube Live. Subscribe to my channel. If you're a jerk in the comment section down below, I'll delete you because I want to keep it positive. This is a healing space. I love you.